Hello, folks. I hope that everyone had a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving holiday and that time with family or friends or relaxing was um, remunerative. I made up a word there. And you were able to come away refreshed and ready to continue with the holiday fun as now we're in Advent. I want to talk today about something that I think is a good thing for us to remember as we approach a season that is so associated with charity and compassion. Um, and unfortunately, it had to happen to me to make me think of it. But I'm going to tell you a story about my Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I went to the movies by myself because I could, and I wasn't going to start a project the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I had a chance to go to the movies, and I did. And I ordered a bus to come and pick me up at the house like Dart often does. And I admit, it was full disclosure, it was cold Wednesday morning, very cold. and I realized about 3 minutes after my attendant left that I didn't have a jacket on. Or I knew I didn't have it on from the word go, but I realized that she had left and I had forgotten to put it on. And I could not hold my jacket and open my back door to exit my house at the same time by myself. So I didn't have a jacket on and went outside. It was very cold. There was a very stupid move, and I was recovering from a sinus cough at the time, so I fully admit it was dumb not to have a jacket on. So let's clear that out of the way. It was stupid. Uh, but I was outside waiting on the bus. Excuse me, waiting on the bus about between 4 and 7 minutes. So not that long. And the bus pulled up and I got on the bus. I got loaded up, and as the bus driver was tying my chair down to the back of the bus, a woman pulls up in a car I did not recognize. I'd never seen it before, and she gets out of the car, comes around to the front of the bus, and says, the bus driver goes back up to the front, opens the door, and she says without preamble, he needs his coat. Very aggressively, very abruptly, he needs a coat. It's much too cold to be without a coat. Very sharply. And the bus driver's just standing there like, okay. She gets on the bus holding a coat and comes up to me and says, "Young man, you need a coat. Here, take this coat. It's far too cold to be without a coat." And I was, at the time, I was dressed very well. I was in black slacks, black dress shoes, and one of my favorite red sweaters. So I looked like a man who with a fair amount of intelligence, and she offered me the coat again very abruptly, and I said, "Ma'am, you don't have to do that. I'm fine. I'm going right to the movies. I'm fine." And she goes, "No, you need a coat." And here's the thing. the next thing she said after "no, you need a coat," was, "and don't worry, it was in my throwaway pile, so you can have it." And I just sort of sat there bewildered and said, "Okay, thank you." All the while really stunned at what was going on. And she said, "And remember, you're blessed, you're special, and you have a great holiday." Now let's take a minute to evaluate what happened. She basically was very abrupt with the bus driver, just entered the bus. I didn't take the time to ask me my name, didn't take the time to assess or listen to what I had to say, didn't take the time to learn that I was articulate. She just did what she thought she needed to do, and she gave me a coat. And it was a coat that was in her throwaway pile. And I wasn't supposed to worry about it. And then she called me blessed and special. Now, I may be wrong. She refers to many people that way. But I doubt it. I think the fact that I was blessed and special had more to do with what she thought about me being in a wheelchair than anything else. And in that moment, after it happened, the bus driver said, "Did you know that woman? She's somebody that goes to your church, right?" And I said, "No, I've never seen her before." And she goes, "So she must have seen you before." I was like, "No, man, I've never had any interaction with her that I know of in my life." And my point is, as we enter this Christmas season, and we are confronted by canned food drives and coat drives and clothing drives for the needy and opportunities to volunteer at places that feed and respect those and help those that need it, that we need to focus on charity with knowledge of who we're helping. I'm not saying that charity in and of itself is a bad thing. I am saying that charity, just for the sake of being charitable without knowledge or understanding or taking time to get to know who you're helping, is a terrible thing. It can do more damage than it can do good, because oftentimes when we go to help somebody, we don't take the time to ask them what help they need, and we don't take the time to listen before we act. And I got a little bit of a glimpse in that moment of what it was like to be on the receiving end of some really reckless charity. I felt assaulted. I felt like she didn't value me as the fully articulate creature of God and beloved of God that I am, because she just assumed what I needed and charged ahead. And it was really dangerous, and I really felt it was rather assaulted, actually. So as we enter this most holy of seasons, remember that the grace of the Christmas season is built around a God that came down and took the time to get to know those who were broken and lived our life and breathed our air and didn't just charge in like the cavalry. He was gentle and broken and graceful, and I implore you to try to live that message out. Should you get an opportunity to help somebody this Christmas season. Thanks, guys. Be blessed. Find me on YouTube, Justin Hancock, missionalwisdom.com, the Missional Wisdom website, and my Facebook page. Thanks. Bye-bye.